أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على من أرسل رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد. All praise is due to the Almighty Allah. We pray that may His peace and blessings be bestowed upon our last noble messenger, and that is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Amatenda majubuga wachitibwa Allah, tumusaba ibingira byabise ku nabbi waffe Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. In our book Al-Arba'una fi al-Ahkam lil-Hafiz al-Munziri, mu kitabo kyaffe ekirina ahaditha makumyana eza Imam al-Hafiz al-Munziri, tuli ku hadithi yaffe eyokuna eyogera ku wuzu. In this book, the fourth hadith which we are on to now is about performing ablution. The hadith of Abdullah ibn Zayd ibn Asim al-Ansari. Hadithi Abdullah ibn Zayd ibn Asim al-Ansari. Here we are going to be taught how to get ablution. Bagina tusomesa butya bwetufuna wuzu, and I beg that you follow it up because we are going to do it practically. Era nkusaba wetegereze bulungi nnyo kuba tugenda jifuna mu nkola yayo yennyini nga bwekyajja okuva ku nabbi waffe Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wasallam. In this hadith alone, there are certain steps which we are going to add in it, which were not located or allocated in it, but they are also found in other authentic traditions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, from other companions like Abi Hurairah radiyallahu anhu and Uthman ibn Affan radiyallahu anhu. Mahadithi ya fene ya Abdullah ibn Zayd ibn Asim al-Ansari tetugenda kudinyonyola yokanga iyo, wabula tugenda jongezaamu n'amakubo amalala agataliimu mu makubo amatuufu agajja okuva ku nabbi waffe Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Tugenda kugatta hadithi yonna wamu mu kufuna wuzu. Tuyinza okutagoberera steps zaayo zonna, naye nga amakulu ga hadithi gonna tugenda kugajjayo inshallah. All the ways, all the needful which we need to come up with, we are going to do it practically. And we begin. Ndoza tutandike okufuna wuzu yaffe. Bw'oba otandika okufuna wuzu, bino bikulu nnyo, oyina kubanga obitegeera. If you are going to perform ablution, take note of the following. First and foremost, have good intentions. Ebigendererwa byo bibeere birungi. Ogenda kufuna wuzu wetukuze. Ekyokubiri, amazzi gogenda okukozesa gabeere mayonjo. Secondly, the water you are going to use should be clean enough to clean yourself when you are getting ablution. And for our case, we are going to use this water. And for others, they might use jerrycan water or any other source which they will prefer. But to our case, we are going to use tap water. Tugenda kukozesa amazzi gaffe gano. Ebiba biggwa ekirala, bw'oba ofuna wuzu, tandika n'ekigambo bismillah. If you are getting ablution, begin with the saying bismillah, in the name of Allah. Because of the tradition of the Prophet, peace be upon him, where in it he said, La wudu'a liman lam yadhkur isma Allah fi. There is no ablution which is regarded as the perfect one, except that ablution which someone has first of all said bismillah before performing it. Nabi waffe Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wasallam yatugamba mu kufuna wuzu tutandike na kwogera ekigambo bismillah. Era n'agamba teteriyo wuzu yonna etuukirira obulungi ey'omuntu aba agifunye nga tasoose kwogera ku linnya lya Allah. Kiba kitegeeza kikulu nnyo, tokyerabira. Abamanyi baffe abamu bagamba kyagwatteeka, abamu ne bagamba si kyagwatteeka. Abagamba nti si kyagwatteeka be basinga okubeera abatuufu, naye waliyo n'abali abagamba nti nno kyagwatteeka. Ekikulu mu byonna tokyerabira. Gamba bismillah, oluvannyuma otandika okufuna wuzu yo. Bwe tuba tutandika okufuna wuzu, tusooka kunaaza ebibatu byaffe emirundi esatu. Ebibatu byaffe emirundi esatu. Bwe tuba tubala ekibatu tutandikira wano okudda eno waggulu. Bwe tuba tubala ekibatu tutandikira wano mu nnyingo okudda eri ku njala. When we are allocating where the palm begins, it begins from here in the joint up to our fingernails. You wash your hands in, up, out, and in between your fingers. Naza munda kungulu ne mumakati g'enjalazo ez'okumikono. Tugenda kitandika. Bismillah. Bwekitibwa kiri ogamba bismillah n'ofuka amazzigo nga ffe tugenda okukozesa gano n'onaaba ebibatu byo emirundi esatu. It should be 3 times. In my case, this is how it's going to be. Bismillah. Ogwo mulundi gumu, that's the first time. Then that's the second, ogwo gwakubiri. And that's the third, ogwo gwakusatu. After that, we are going on to the second step, which is washing your mouth and pulling water into your nose, yes, and exhaling it out or blowing it out. The one we call in Arabic al-madmadatu wal-istinshaq. Tugenda kuzaako okusika amazzi mu kamwa kaffe tumunyunguzeemu n'okusikiragamu mu nnyindo n'okugafuuwa ebweru. And here you have to take note of the following. Wano bino bikulu nnyo kubanga obimanya. Nabbi waffe Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yatukubiriza okubanga bwe tuba tusika amazzi mu nnyindo tugasikire eddala gagendere eddala mpaka eri okuggyako bw'obanga osiibye tokubirizibwa kikola. Naye bw'obanga tosiibye okubirizibwa okugasika gayimirire eddala munda. Yagamba Nabbi waffe Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam nti baligh fil istinshaqi illa an takuna saa'ima. Nti twaliriza nnyo amazzi bwe ogasika mu nnyindo gagendere eddala wala okuggyako bw'obanga osiibye tokikola. Kubanga amazzi gayinza okusukka egayingira mu budokooli ate gatataaganya ekisiibo kyo. Here, when you are onto the step of washing your mouth, yes, you put water in your mouth and you rinse it. You rinse the water inside your mouth like this. Then you also pour some water in your nose. Yes, you pull it inside. They call it sniffing. If I've forgotten, it's called sniffing. You put it in your nose. Make it go deeper if at all you are not fasting. But if you are fasting, the Prophet peace be upon him said don't. He said pull water to go deeper into your nose when you are getting ablution, except when you are fasting. Don't pull it too deeper because it might escape and go into your body, which might spoil your fasting. Here is how it's made. Step yaffe eyokubiri, fuka amazzi omukono ogwa ddyo. And another thing, when you are onto this step, we are going to use the water I'm going to bring. The first time, I'm going to use some of it to pull in the mouth and wash my mouth, and some of it to pull it in my nose at the same time, the same water which I will have carried in my palm. Wano, amazzi gengenda okukwata mu kibatu kyange gagenda okukola emirimu egyo gyonna ebiri. Agamu genda gasikira mu kamwa munyunguzeemu, agamu gasikire mu nnyindo nago gakole gwago. Ekyo kye kigambo ekisinga okuba ekituufu ku nsonga eyo. Ngenda kikola bwe nti. This is how I am going to do it. Put water in my right hand palm, mukono gwange ogwa ddyo mu kibatu, nesikirako agamu mu kamwa. You blow it out. You blow it out. Then even that one in the nose, you blow it out. If you're having flu, you first of all organize your flu, make sure that it's out, then you get ablution when you have no any problem. You are going to do it 3 times. Ekyo ogenda kikola emirundi esatu. Ogwo gubadde gumu. ejebiri ejo mirundi esatu. After there, the next step we are going on to is to wash our face, and you have to know where your face begins and where it ends. Tuzaako okunaba face yaffe, ekyenyi kyaffe. Oyina kumanya ekyenyi kyo wawe kitandikira na wawe kikoma. Era ngenda kikulaga. Ekyenyi kyaffe ky'olina okunaaza wano kiyita wano bwe kiti. This is how it should be. This is your face. It cuts across from here up, here like this, like this. All what is in front here, nabuli byonna ebiri eno oyina kakasa nti obinaazizza amazzi gatuuseewo nabuli wamu. All what is in front, all what is here, you have to make sure that you have washed it very, very well. You have washed it very, very well. Do not leave any part, because washing your face is amongst the obligatory parts which you have to wash when you are getting ablution. Minus that, your ablution will be nullified. Okunaaza ekyenyi kyo kye kimu ku biyungo eby'okuteeka mu kubinaaza. Bw'oba ofuna wuzu, bw'okirekayo wuzu y'eba efudde. Kubanga Nabbi waffe Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yalaba omusajja yagenda n'afuna wuzu n'agenda asaala, bwe yamwetegereza ku kigere kye, kubanga ekigere kye kimu ku biyungo eby'okuteeka okunaazibwa bw'oba ofuna wuzu, yalabako akafa katono bwe kati nga tekatuuseemu mazzi, n'amugamba ddayo genda ofune wuzu atoddemu osaale esswala eyo. Kiba kitegeeza wuzu yali nfu era gye yasaaza swala, ne kiba nga wuzu yali nfu ne swala gye yali agisaalizza nayo yali si ntuufu. One day the Prophet, peace be upon him, saw a man who had left a certain part onto his feet minus water reaching there. And remember, the feet is amongst the obligatory parts to be washed whenever you are getting ablution. In simple terms, these are the obligatory parts to be washed when you are getting ablution, to make sure that water has reached them. The first part is your face. The second is your hands. As we are going to say where the hand begins from and where it ends. It's also obligatory that you wash them. Then wiping your head, then washing your feet. All those parts I've spoken of. If you leave out any position you have to wash, your ablution is nullified. I was saying, the Prophet, peace be upon him, once saw a man, and on his leg there was a part which remained unwashed, a small part, like a coin, which remained unwashed. He told him to go back and get ablution and repeat that salah. So, take care when you are washing these obligatory parts when you are getting ablution. Ebifo eby'okuteeka mu kuyisibwako amazzi n'okunaazibwa bw'oba ofuna wuzu bye bino. Ekyenyi kyo, emikono gyo, okusiimula mu mutwe n'okunaaza ebigere. Ebyo kakasa nti nno nabuli wonna amazzi we galina okutuuka gatuuseewo. Wa illa hadithi yaffe eri eba ekukwata. So we are going to wash our face. Tugenda kunaaza face yaffe nga bwe tukyogeddeko. Ngenda kufuka amazzi mu ngalo. Ngenda kufuka amazzi mu ngalo. Ebiyungo ebirina okunaazibwa kakasa nti obinaazizza tobisiimuddeeko busiimuuzi. Nakyo kikulu mukkirize ekyogereko. Ebiyungo ebirina okunaazibwa omuli face, omuli emikono n'ebigere, kakasa nti nno obinaazizza tobisiimuddeeko bisiimuule. Kuba bw'obisiimuulako ate oba obyonoonye. There are positions, there are your body parts which you have to wash. You don't just wipe and it's done. No, you have to wash them. Where is the face, your hands, and your feet? In all ways to make sure that you wash. Otherwise, you will have made your ablution to be nullified. Imam al-Qahtani, in his texture, the one we call Nuniyat al-Qahtani, he said, فَقَلِيلُ مَاءُكَ فِي وُضُوئِكَ خَدْعَةٌ لِتَعُودَ صِحَّتُهُ إِلَى الْبُطْلَانِ. He said, little water, when you are getting ablution, it's mischief, which is going to lead you to wipe onto body parts which need to be washed.
and hence making your ablution from being accepted, being good, to being nullified. Imam al-Qahtani yagamba mu Nuniyat al-Qahtani yagamba nti amazzi amatono mu wuzuuyo gaba gakulimbalimba era bw'ogakozesa ogenda kumaliriza ng'ebiyungu ebirina okunaazibwa obisiimuddeko bisiimuule ekigenda okufuula wuzuuyo kubanga eyandibadde entuufu ng'esazibwamu. Olw'ensonga eyo mwegendereze bulungi. Tugenda kunaaba face yaffe. We are going to wash our face. This is how we do it. Pour water in your pan. You are going to put it onto the both pans. Then you wash your face as we say, like this. We're going to put it. Then either use your hand, one hand, if you are able to wash it very well, or use both hands, like how I'm going to do it. Make sure that all your face has received the water as we allocated it. Then if you have a short beard, make sure that you also pass on it water. If you have a beard, make sure that you also pass on it water because it's counted amongst the face. Kubanga ine ekirevu kiyiseemu amazzi kubanga nakyo kibalibwa mu kyenyi kyo emirundi esatu, 3 times. That's one. You see? 2 times. 3 times. We wash them, and that water which is sprinkling, the one you're seeing, the Prophet peace be upon him said, whenever it falls down, it falls amidst with your bad deeds which your body parts did. So it's very vital that when you are washing, you'll be free. You wash your body parts very well. I think those were 3 times. You wash 3 times. You wash 3 times. Then the next step is your hands. When you are putting on a long-sleeved shirt, a long-sleeved dress, long-sleeved cloth, you fold it up. Because when you are washing your hand, this is where your hand should begin and should end. Bobonazo omukono buganga oyambadde ebyambalo nga biwanvu ozingako nga bwe nkikoze. Then where does your hand begin from and where does it end? Omukono gutandikira wa gukomawa. Bwe tuba tubala omukono wano gutandikira wano ku bwala mpaka ku kakokola. Ebiri wano byonna oyina binaaza. Abamu balowooza omukono gutandikira wano mpaka wano. Nedda, omukono gutandikira wano ku kakokola mpaka eno. Bino byonna ebiri wano oyina kubanga okakasa nti nno obinaaza. Oyina kubanga okakasa nti nno amazzi gatuuka. Ojjukira twagambye ekintu kyo kinaazibwa bunaazibwa so si kusiimuulako. From here up to here is where your hand begins from. You do it to this hand, and on the same note you do it to this hand. It has no problem. This is how we are going to make it. I'm going to pour my water like this. Then I allow water flow over my hand like this. Yes, make sure that you wash it very well. We said from here, not from here. That's one time. You begin with your right hand. You begin with your right hand. This is the second time. And this is the third time. This is the third time. My right hand done. Emirundi esatu. Tuddako gwa kkono, we are going on to the left one. The same case, wash it from here up to here 3 times. That's one time. Then 2 times. 3 times. 3 times. And we shall have gotten done with our hands. We say our hands, we just wash them. Twagambye emikono tunaaza minaaze tetusiimulako misiimuule. emirundi esatu. Mu hadithi yaffe bw'ogyetegereza riwaya Imam al-Hafiz al-Mundhiri gye yaleeta yagamba emirundi 2 nti emikono Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yaginaza emirundi 2. Ekyo bw'okisanga teweewuunya kubanga abamanyi baffe batugamba nti kijja Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam oluusi yakikolanga bw'atyo otulaga nti nno kikkirizibwa nga bwe kikkirizibwa eri omuntu okufuna omulundi ogumu kasita atakasa nti amazzi ajja gakozesa bulungi ebyo nga binaaze bulungi ogumu tegulina buzibu ebiri tegirina buzibu n'esatu tegirina alhamdulillah n'esatu tegirina buzibu tosukka mirundi esatu egyo gye mirundi egisembayo asbabul wudu tufune mirundi esatu. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yagamba yenna asussa kwesatu faqad asaa wa ta'adda wa zalama, abakoze ekikyamu, abakoze obulumbaganyi, ate abakoze obulyazamanya. Tosukka mirundi esatu. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said in our hadith, when you observe it, in our book which we are explaining, they say the Prophet, peace be upon him, washed his hands 2 times. Let that not become a problem to you, because it's allowed. You are allowed to get ablution one time, as long as you make sure that water is enough and you have done it in the correct way. You are as well allowed to make it 2 times, or 3 times. You are not allowed to exceed 3 times, because the Prophet, peace be upon him, said whoever gets more than 3 times faqad asaa, will have done wrong, wa ta'adda, will have done wrong, will have been unjust, will have done wrong, will have been iniquity, and will also have made oppression. You have made israf, in simple terms. So no problem, don't get worried about the 2 times you have seen in our book, the hadith of Abdullah ibn Zayd ibn Asim al-Ansari. It's allowed. So we are done with the hands. We are going to wipe our head now. Tuzaako okusimula omutwe gwaffe. Omutwe bagusimula tebagunaza. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam bwatu bwe yakolanga omutwe yasimulanga musimule. Ogenda kugusimula otya? Emikono gyo gikole bwoti. Naam, kubanga guno gugenda kukola omulimu, na guno gugenda kukola omulimu, na bino bigenda kukola omulimu. When you are going to wipe your head, make it this way, so that you separate your fingers very well, or your palm very well, in a way that it's going to do the needful when you are wiping your head. This one has its own importance. This also has its own importance, as we are going to see, and this one also has its own importance. So make sure that you try to make it this way. Yes, try to make it this way. This thumb has its benefit, this index has its own benefit, and this one also have their own benefit, and this one also has its own benefit. Kino kina omugaso, na kino kino omugaso gwe kigenda okutukolera, na bino na guno byonna bigenda kutukolera mugaso. Bino, this one and this, they are going to wipe the head. This one and this one are going to wipe the head. This one is going to wipe inside your ears. Yes? And this one is going to wipe outside your ears, like this. Bino, bigenda kusimula mutwego, kino kigenda simula munda mu matugo, ate guno gunene gugenda simula emabega wa matugo. Bino bigenda kukola omulimu. So, obumala okufuka amazzi mu bibatumiro, if you are done with pouring water in your palms, you do it in that way, like this, make it wet, then you do like this. Osewan every was tandikira, you put here like this, you wipe going backwards like this. This one's haven't touched anywhere, bino bibi chali waggulu tebina kwata ku nviiri, birete mpaka ene mabega okomyewo. Kino okisemunda mu matuboti, osimule mundamu bulungi, oyisemu amazzi mu buno bwonna, obuyisemu amazzi, then guno gunene gusimule mandu eno bwe guti. That is how you do it. You do it one time. Echo kikolebwa mulundi gumu, si mirundi ebiri, si mirundi esatu. Nankwadde ng'ojja kusangayo ekigambo ekyabamanyi abalala nga Imam Shafi'i nga ye yagamba osimula emirundi esatu, naye bamanyi baffe balina engeri gye batunuliramu ekigambo ekyo. Ekisinga okuba ekirungi simula mulundi gumu gwokka. After there, we are going on to the last body part to be washed when you are getting ablution, which is the feet. Tugenda ku kiyungo ekisembayo okuba nga kifunyisibwa wuzu bwe tuba tufuna wuzu era nga bye bigere. Bwe yambadde ebyambalo nga biwanvu tubizingeko. Tubizingeko. Ekigere kiyitibwa kikomawa. Ekigere okutandikira wano ku kakongobule okudda eno yonna ne mu makkati g'enjala ez'okubigere mulina kubanga muyisibwamu amazzi ate kinaazibwa bunaazibwa nga bwe twakirabye. Okuva wano mpaka eno yonna kyekyobwetteeka. The leg, the compulsory part to be washed when you are getting ablution is from here, your ankle downwards. All that which is down must receive water, must be washed. However, you are allowed to go beyond here. You make it up to here, you make it up to here, no problem. Okkirizibwa okusussa ku bukongobule noyambuka waggulu tekirina buzibu. Naye kye bakuwabulamu wano nti bw'oba ogenda kikola ekitonde nnyo ky'olina okukola kwe kunaaba, kwe kunaaza ekigere okuva wano mpaka wansi emirundi esatu nga bwe tugenda okiraba bwe tukikola. This is how the leg is washed. I'm going to pour water and make it like this. In between these fingers, the toes, not fingers, in between the toes you have to make sure that you wash there, then up like this. For me, I prefer exceeding to up here to my shin. I prefer exceeding it to my shin because it's reported that Abu Hurairah used to do it like that. Then he said, فَمَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ مِنْكُمْ أَنْ يُطِيلَ غُرَّتَهُ فَلْيَفْعَلْ. So I prefer making it above the chin like this. Kinsinga okutwala naza bulungi emirundi esatu 3 times. I prefer making it up to here. However, if you end here, no problem. That's one time. Then that's 2 times. Then 3 times. That's the right leg first. Ekigere kyaddo kye tukulembeza, then tuzaako ekyakkono mu ngeri y'emu. Ogwo mulundi gumu. That's the first time. Ogwo gwakubiri. That's the second time. Then that's the third time. And with that, I will have gotten done with getting ablution. Nekyo tuba tumaliriza okufuna wuzu yaffe, era na kino kikulu nnyo kubanga okyongezaako oluvannyuma lw'okufuna wuzu oyo okusoma edduwa esomebwa ng'omaliriza okufuna wuzu. Na kino kikulu nnyo okubanga oyongeza. Even this is very important that after you getting done with ablution, you add on this application after getting ablution, which says edduwa egamba ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Allahumma ja'alni min at-tawwabin waj'alni min al-mutatahhirin. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, Nabi of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yagamba, if you make it that way, bw'okikola bw'otyo, Allahu tabaraka wa ta'ala orders the 8 doors of paradise to be opened. Allah alagira emiryango gyonna omunana ejejjana okubanga jiggulwa yadkhulu min ayyiha sha. Omuntu ono ne bamugamba nti yingira ejjana ng'okozesa omulyango gwonna gw'oyagala. Then this person who has got an ablution like the way we have done it is told to enter paradise with any door which he or she wishes to make it with. And with that, we shall say we are done with our 4th hadith. Meet us next time in the 5th hadith, inshallah. Tusisikane omulundi omulala ku hadithi yaffe mu hadithi yaffe ey'okutaano mu kitabo kyaffe al-arba'una fi al-ahkam. Wa barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khayra. Wassalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.